All right, so last up we have the Fibonacci team with Nirmalya.
Yeah. Everyone likes me. So starting off, we were working on predictive analysis. Okay, it's working. Yeah. So what we mean by that, we want to predict those customers who might be interested to move from TOD to perform time. Okay. So we are trying to predict those customers who might want to move from TOD to perform time based on the pattern we have right now. Based on some people already moved from TOD to perform time, we have some data. So we want to predict that who are the potential customers who can move from TOD to perform time. So we are using some Python, IPython notebook, some machine learning algorithm, SVM. So let's see traditionally what we do. In good old days, we will write an algorithm where we will say, okay, if it is user-friendly, has high score, or unified platform is high score, this is the reason you will go to perform. Versus if you are like GT clock is high score, so that is very TOD type of behavior, so you select TOD. So we keep adding rules, more rules, and even more rules, I don't know. So instead of doing that, I will say, what if you give me the data, and then I will let the machine find those rules. I mean, those rules I will not write. I'll let the machine find those rules for me. How do I do that? Those who doesn't know about machine learning at all, how it works, I give you an input 1, and I say the output is 3. I give you input 2, output is 4. I give you 3, you will say, okay, the answer is 5, because in your mind, you already created a pattern that, okay, input plus 2 equals to output. That's not the way computer works. The computer, you have to write input plus 2 equals to output in order to get the result. But in machine learning algorithm, what happens, you give those examples and pass a machine learning, apply a machine learning algorithm into it, and this whole logic, input plus 2 equals to output, will be written for you. It will be inside a model. I mean, that will be your teeny tiny brain of logic. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We have a bunch of customers, and this is our classification model. This is the place where your brain will be there. This is the magic box where your logic will come. You don't have to write, it will come by itself. Okay, and then at the end of the day, it will predict, okay, those are the potential perform clients versus those are the TOD people. Those are the people who wants to stay in TOD. How do you get the data? So we reached out to the business, and they said that those are the reasons people want to stay in perform versus TOD. So if it is more user-friendly or more unified platform, they want to stay in perform. If it is like good, score at GT 400 or perfect attendance, they want to stay on TOD. So these are the data we will be using to make our model. Let's see what's happening. So let's take 2 of the reasons. I mean, user-friendly is very much related to perform because that's the reason people want to move in perform. Versus GT 400, perform doesn't have, only TOD has. So that's very much reason people want to stay in TOD. So let's see, I mean, 2-dimensional is easier to visualize. If I give you 4 reasons or 5 reasons, you cannot visualize in 4 or 5-dimensional plane. So let's say in 2-dimensional, if we draw those points, the blue part is, TOD and the red part is perform. So I am a human being. By just seeing this, I can say, okay, upper left corner is TOD and lower right corner is perform, but machine doesn't know it. So you just apply a machine learning algorithm, and then it will create a border between them. And after that, this is the logic we were supposed to write in the beginning, if else traditional algorithm. If you can see, this is the logic, because above this line, everything is TOD. Below this line, everything is perform. So that is your if else logic already. This is your model, teeny tiny bit of the brain. So you pass a point right now, 10, 1. It will predict, okay, it's over here, lower right corner, so this is perform. That's how it works. So let's do a demo real quick. So as you can see, we just imported a bunch of Python packages. So after that, we just imported our data, and I will show you with 2 reasons right now, and then I will run with all the reasons, because 2 reasons is easy to visualize because it's a 2-dimensional plane. Okay, let's load those two reasons. Okay, as you saw in my slide already, those numbers represent theory, and these numbers represent perform. Okay, so let's train the model and see what happens. Let's train the model and put a straight line, and we can see that okay, it's already divided between perform and theory. And let's try to predict now. So I wrote a function which will right now use that model to predict based on my data that who is performed versus who is theory. Like let's say I pass less user-friendly and more theory clause. It's saying, okay, this is a theory client. Then more user-friendly and less, that GT400 clause. This is a perform class. So it started to predict correctly. And let's do the same thing for all the reasons. Like, all of the 8 reasons we have. So if we do that, then we will see that there is a report over here. You can see there are, we split the data into 30-70. Whatever data we have, 70% we train it and 30% we are trying to test. Okay. So after that, if we see the report, 2 out of 2, it said perform, and 4 out of 4, it said theory. So the result is 100% correct. It predicts it. Okay. So that's what we try to do. And back to the slides. Questions, comments?
That was our last team. Now we'll ask Charles Cagle, our CTO, to come up here and give us some final words.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I can stand over here. Hey, so appreciate it. Everybody did a fantastic job. We were really wondering kind of what sort of output we would get. And I was expecting, good, and we really got great. I mean, it was a lot of great ideas, the amount of thinking, not just about technology, but about solving actual business problems for the organization kind of blew us away. So I think it was an amazing day, really exciting. So we'll actually tabulate the results. We'll have the winners, or actually those going into the final rounds, I guess, tabulated next hour or so. And we'll see the rest of you guys in the morning as well for the final conclusion. So great job. Really appreciate it. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Good night.